Hello, everyone. I'm Rose McNair, and I'm coming to you from Auckland, New Zealand. And welcome to the Great Awakening Generator channel here on YouTube. So today, before I introduce my guest and get her to tell us what it is that she does, I want to remind you to hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. It'll be great. Because you know the deal. Every time we put something out new, then you'll be informed, and then you can see if that would be of benefit to you. All right. So my guest today is Chantelle French. Chantelle French is from Bioenergetics. Now that is just one facet. Hello, Chantelle.
Hi, Rose. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. And how are you going?
Good, good. And thank you for the opportunity to come online and talk to your listeners and watchers and have some fun
That's
with them.
that's great. I love it because your kind of fun is what I like. I want to say, remind our audience, or just reiterate the purpose of our channel, and just for your benefit as well, Chantel. The purpose of this channel is to give people that work for the greater good of the community, people that offer something in terms of esoteric, in the esoteric or energy healing, to get them to come on to the channel and tell all of us what they do, and sometimes give us a sample of what they do. So, for the benefit of our audience today, Chantal is going to introduce herself. She's going to tell us what she does, how she does it, where she does it, and how you can get in touch with her. But she's also going to give us a little bit of, what is it, a group healing,
A group healing, a bit of, yeah, we'll do a bit of energy work on you, on
energy
all the
work.
listeners. Yeah.
Great. All right. So, Chantal, as I was saying, you were going to tell us. So, what is bioenergetics about? What do you do there?
Okay, so bioenergetics is it's a combination of, of your body and the energy fields within your body. Now, there's multiple energy fields in there, ranging from traditional Chinese medicine through to all sorts of things like chakras and meridians that most people know about. So basically, I work with the energy of the body, or within the body and around the body, and alike. So so what we do is that we try and be a channel, or connect with your energy fields, and then I search or hunt for distortions in your body and your body fields, and the energetic fields, and then transform that distortion, and then that will release any disturbances, which will eventually end up in your physical field if you don't deal with them. So basically, a human body is made up of 8 fields, and within those 8 fields, anything can happen, and it could happen in your past lives, or it could happen trauma now, or it could happen with thoughts and emotions, communication, and if anything's distortion there will actually affect the other fields, and then actually in the end will end up in your physical field as something that you
Right.
pain, or something of discomfort. So we just dive in there and we search for those dysfunctions, and then we just give that dysfunction some energy and some information on what it should look like. And so retuning it, it's like retuning a car, retuning your computer. It's a bit of a software upgrade, and then we fix that, and then your body will heal itself with the right
Wow.
information.
Yeah, that's a great thing, the body healing itself, right? So I just want to say, for the benefit of our audience, so Chantal is at bioenergetics.co.nz, and it's spelled bioenergetix.co.nz. So the business is called Bioenergetics, but its actual work involves bioenergetics, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I want to do, to just say for the benefit of our audience.
Yeah.
Now, the website has got a lot of information, obviously,
Mhm.
on Chantal herself, and also what bioenergetics as a business offers the collective. So, Chantal, you're talking about using a process, a method, so to speak of, that
Mhm.
basically clears any distortions of the body. Now,
Yeah.
distortion sounds quite scientific to me, so it might mean, you mean like blocks, energy blocks in the
Yeah.
body? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love it because it's another word for block, isn't it?
Yeah,
Distortion
it
and
is. Or the
disturbance.
distortion or dysfunction is another, we
Yes.
quite often use dysfunction,
Okay.
or blocks. Many people understand energy blocks or
Yeah. Yeah.
blockages, or stagnant energy is another way of saying it as well. So
Yeah.
the energy just becomes still.
Great. So what I noticed is that you have a few. Okay, so you've got a few processes that you use
Okay.
to help people, right?
Mhm.
Now, there's
Yep.
that aspect of it. Can you tell us how you go about it? Like, what are the offerings? And in this, I know that you've created some stuff yourself, and that's your expertise and your creativity, and I love that. But
Yeah.
tell us first your process, and
Okay.
then once we've done the process, you can maybe tell us about what you have created.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the process is pretty simple. I've sort of, it's really hard to explain what bioenergetics is to most people. And it's to do with your belief structure. So I've come up with the idea of 3 pillars. So you've got 3 pillars there. For those who are not aware of it, they don't like acupuncture, don't believe in things, I call it the skeptic. And what we have, we've got a bioenergetics wellness scan, which is called the Nest system, and it's a computerized scan. So you put your hand on a little mouse, and it will send some information or energy up and through to your body, which doesn't hurt at all. And then it's looking for feedback. And with that feedback, it produces a big scan, and you get to look at all the different systems in the body. It's a massive system. There's information in there. It looks at like your meridians, the chakras. It looks at what distortions in food and sensitivities, organs, all sorts of things, including your life journey. It's a massive program. So that's for the skeptic who doesn't believe in energy fields or unsure of what it's all about. I normally direct people to that first, and then when we get an understanding of the energy within the body, then we move on to the next one. So the next one is what we call the trusting, or I call it the trusting. So you have a bit of understanding about frequency medicine, resonance. You've probably used a Healy maybe, or just understand a little bit about energy fields and waves and frequency. And we have a device called it's actually an app that goes on your phone. And we use voice scanning for that. So you talk into your apps, and it sends me the data, and then I do a big scan with that data using the software behind the scenes, and then we send back a protocol for you to listen on your phone every day. So it's like a doctor in your pocket. So it's a really good way of doing it. So
Right.
And it's good for going in between major treatments. So good maintenance program is the app, and it's called the Genius app. So that's for the trusting, so they understand a little bit about it. So that's what that pillar is. The next pillar is like an advanced version, so you really know what's going on. You're right into distance healing. You understand that people can be a channel of energy, or you've got special gifts yourself. So that's when I call them the believers. So they believe in the energetic world, and that could be anything really. And that's when I come in and I actually become the computer scanner with my own body. Basically, I'm channeling energy from source or the universe's morphic fields, getting the information and energy to you through me to your body. So, and that's when we use what we call the creative side of me, and we come in and we use all sorts of tools in there for that. And it's basically just working with your body feels and your soul and what your soul and your body needs at the time from the universe, and then we use me as my tool. So
Right.
that's the 3 pillars. So the skeptic, the computer scan, the trusting is the app, and the believers is what I call a HIT. So it's healing integration therapy, which is just remote healing, like a bit like Reiki. We just use a lot of or shamanic treatments.
Right.
We use whatever comes in the room, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So these processes, I'm calling them processes, but methods that you use to do the healing.
Yeah.
You have, I recall, I think I saw something that you can do via laptop. The app, for example, this is what I mean to ask. The app, did you create that?
No,
Okay.
I haven't created. I'm just a practitioner, but we are creating a similar app. So,
Okay.
which is going to have more of my hit work in it, so more high end stuff will come through, like my code work. So I create codes and stuff like that. So that's coming. It's still getting built at the
Okay.
moment.
Okay.
It's still on the R&D at the moment, but
Right.
it's coming. But
And
yeah,
this is your,
I'm
go
just a
on.
normal app.
Sorry. So this is your creation though, right? This app that you're talking about that's coming.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working with international crew of healers.
Right.
Coming up to create an app where the user can use it and help heal themselves. So it's all about
Okay.
empowering people to help heal themselves. They don't have to go to a practitioner all the time. They can go
Right.
to the app and select what they want or feel what they want, and or ask for help if you want. But
Right.
that's what's coming. So
Yeah. It's another
yeah.
option, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's just empowering people to help them with their health, giving
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
that control. Yeah.
Yeah. I like the empowering thing that is going on. It's more about empowering people because often we can do that. We can do it for them, but also empowering them means that they can do it for themselves when nobody else is there.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and that's the way we're moving forward now, right? We're creating
Moving
new
forward,
things.
yeah. And that
Yeah.
it's called the whole company is called Manifest Essence. So it's actually like manifesting your essence, correcting your essence, and using tools that you've
Yes.
got in your hand and through the app to
Yeah.
manifest your essence and become the best that you can be. And with the help of the community and help with like-minded people, and yeah, so it's going to be an amazing workshops and all that. We're looking at retreats, so
Right.
it's going to be really awesome. Okay, yeah, can't wait for
Yeah.
that to launch. But it's an R&D at the moment. So
Yeah. Well, when it's about to be launched, you can talk to us either
yeah,
here or on radio.
we
Um,
might have to have a retreat down in New Zealand one day.
that's right.
Yeah.
um, So I am fascinated with your electronics background because you have an electronics qualification
Yeah.
at Manukau Institute of Technology, and apart from that, you're a businesswoman and you do all of that stuff because you own an electrical
Yeah.
a company that trains electricians and you're teaching
Yeah.
them and all of that. And it's like, oh my gosh, where do you have all the time? You multitasker, you.
Yeah.
Um, but you've also managed to, in this aspect, you've managed to take the electronic side of things and link it to the esoteric. And
Yes.
I think that's quite a unique skill to have. Are there many people like you in the world, like that have this kind of operation?
Not really. There's a couple of us. I do
Okay.
work with a couple of us. So basically, what it is I was trained in electronics, so I understand fields and energy and how that sort of works. And then I obviously met my husband through similar work. So we had had an electrical business. I jumped in there and I became a business manager for that. So over the last 20 odd years, we've been growing that company. So I've had that background in electronics, but at the same time, I did suffer from some health problems. And most healers or most energy workers or doctors always have something. And I did suffer from IBS, and I got told by others that there was no root cause, and I wanted to know the root cause. I'm one of those, I'm in engineering mind, so I want to know why. So that's when I went and studied natural health science, and that got me into this arena of the energy, bioenergetics. I stumbled across it and it just made complete sense to me. So it's mixing both electronics, my background, plus health, natural health. And that's where it all comes into play. So it's a combination of two.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's where it leads me. So my passion is bioenergetics. I love it. I love helping people, and it just makes sense. And passing that knowledge on also is really important to me, and teaching others, hey, there's just not the normal out there. There is amazing stuff, and we only know a little bit. And our knowledge it can grow. There's so much out there. If you just open up the belief systems, and let the imagination go, you'll be amazed what we can do.
Oh, yes, I agree with that. I agree with that. And I think that if people are not prepared or willing to do that, they're missing out a lot, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're an amazing bunch of people. We have come with a lot of creativity to the planet. And if we could just search, just not even far and wide, but just look around us, we'll find some things we didn't think was ever there or
Yeah.
could ever be possible.
Yeah.
So go on, sorry. You want to
No,
say more?
definitely. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, just open your eyes, watch around, be aware. What's around? Feel it.
That's right. That's right.
Feel it. Yeah.
So, one of the things I was quite fascinated with is you've got a tab on your website for qigong,
Qigong. Yeah. Qigong.
not qigong, qigong for
Qigong.
qigong. Now
Yeah.
I've recently started doing qigong myself, not diligently, but I just find
Mhm.
that it's such an awesome thing to do
Yep.
because it brings you so well back into balance and so quickly. You don't have to
Yep.
try too hard, right? It's very
Mhm.
gentle and simple and all of that.
Yeah.
So qigong,
Mhm.
how does that? So I mean, I know this is all about well-being and this health
Yeah.
and all of that. And qigong is like that. It is about well-being and balancing the mind, body, and the intuition.
Yeah.
So how does it fit into your world?
Okay, so how does it fit into my world? I've actually a practitioner of or instructor for 2, 3. I'm learning to be the third form, completely different forms. So qigong is actually the art or cultivation of your life force energy. So if we don't have, it's that innate energy in our body, that spark that keeps things going. If we didn't have that energy, we wouldn't be alive on this planet. So it's what gives us life. Now, you need that energy and you need to be able to cultivate it and store it so that the body has the energy to heal itself or to work on itself, just to do basic functions that needs it. So qigong is the art of creating that energy, cultivating it, storing it, strengthening it, so you can use it for all sorts of things. So I do 3 forms. Pangu QiGong is a Chinese form, and that's a very ancient art. It's designed by a Chinese man who now lives in the States. Him, and he also trained with Pangu, which is like a Chinese god. So this is a very, very, very basic form, but very powerful as in cultivating qi. And I do practice that every day, and I'm an instructor for that. So the art of qigong, it's a bit like tai chi, but way different, way more simpler, is that you have to be initiated into the form to get its true strength. So that's why I say you have to be a practitioner to learn it from a practitioner who has been given the seed of, let's say, software to be able to pass that on. So that's what I can do. I can pass that on and I can teach you qigong, Pangu QiGong. The other qigong I do is 8 fields qigong. Now this is very new, well not new, I've been doing it for about 2 years. I'm one of the few in the world that can teach it. It's a flow sequence, so like a yoga sequence, very, very basic sequence. It's 8 basic exercises, and it's all to do with your back, so keeping your back moving. And that qigong form is actually to strengthen your qigong. Now, those who have been initiated into the form find it actually strengthens. So it actually strengthens your qi, your life force, your life energy. So that's the 8 fields, and it's to do with the 8 fields of the human body. So that's including the physical field, the perceptual egoic field, the thought field, the emotion field, the communication field, and then you've got the salient field. So, and there's a spirit field, the salient field, the etheric field, and the spirit field. So it encompasses everything which you were made of, like I am. That's what I am is. It's created, is made out of these 8 forms. So it strengthens all those fields, which are absolutely ginormous in their sense of energy fields. It's an amazing form. So I am an instructor for that. So one of the few in the world to do that. And recently, after coming back from America, we've created the 12 senses qigong. Okay, this is completely different again. It's all to do with the 12 cranial nerves. Okay, so and it's all about activating those 12 cranial nerves or 12 senses, like your taste, your hearing, and all those sort of senses. You don't have 5, you've actually got 12. So this form actually activates those as well. So really new, completely different. You can do it sitting, and it's all about the neck up. Okay, so it's all about the head area. So we do simple exercises, eye exercises mainly, because 4 of the nerves are associated with the eyes. So that's brand new. and it's really powerful. It's really exciting to do, and it's making, as I said, the manifest essence. It's making our essence become alive again, because it's been dumbed down over the last couple of hundred centuries, and it's making us more human again. If that makes sense. So yeah, so with all that, I do a Power of 3 class, so it incorporates all 3 fields, all 3 Qigongs in one session, and it just takes just over an hour to do. So that's what the Power of 3 class is. It's one form of each of those three Qigong practices. It's a bit of a mouthful, So don't be turned away by the Asian essence of Qigong, because it's not. So one's obviously cultivating through arm movements and standing form, and the other one is like a Pilates form where you're moving, and the other one is doing head exercises. So very, very powerful when you do the Power of 3. It's pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah, sounds like it. So I said something about Qigong being about balance and balance. I said, tell us what you think Qigong's all about.
For me, it's I practice it 2 hours a day, at least, and for me, it's about cultivating that life spark, but also giving it strength. And I need the strength to be able to help people heal, or to be a channel, or to use my gifts as an energetic healer. So if I didn't have that, I'd be draining myself, and then I would be actually causing myself injury, because I don't have the life force or the energy in the body to heal itself. So with me practicing 2 hours a day, it allows me to grow my energy so I can help others. But at the same time, it also allows me, when I'm treating somebody, I take on their energy. It allows me to transform their energy as well. So I take on the negative and I transform it into something good. So yeah, that's one of my gifts.
Sounds amazing.
Very important. But it does balance the mind. Most people find it really calming. The mind calms down, the scatterbrain calms down, you're earthing, you're grounding, and you're also producing energy at the same time.
Yeah, something that we really need at the moment, right? To be grounded and earthing, and we need to be grounded and balanced, because so much coming at us at this point, that we need to be doing these things to sort of make sure that we are able to cope with everything that's going on. I mean, one of the coping mechanisms, I think, also is to know, to have the discernment to not take on things that we don't really need to take, and to apply wisdom in terms of, okay, what am I going to listen to? What YouTube clip am I going to listen to? What's the message in it? Is it going to make me feel blah, or is it going to make me feel vibrant, or energetic? So there's that as well, and it's becoming more and more evident that we need to keep the energy space clean. And so what we invite is very important. We've got to go through the auditing process of what we invite into our space, right? So I really love the way you've explained the Qigong. And so tell me then, where can people find these offerings that you have? Because I know there's the website, and people can book for any of the 3 treatments, treatments, that you have. So we will also remind our audience that the website is bioenergetics.co.nz, and I'll spell it. It's bioenergetics.co.nz. See, I had to look at the screen too.
That's very tricky. So it's Bioenergetics. We've got the X at the back, at the end of it, because it's the X factor. It's okay.
Yes, I like that.
And then obviously I'm New Zealand, I'm a Kiwi, so it is .co.nz. So
that's right.
Those guys in America, sorry, I don't have .com. I have .co.nz.
I mean, well, that's what it is. So on the website, we can find more information about the treatments.
Yes.
What they cost, and you can get in touch with Chantelle if you're thinking you want to do that. However, tell us about the Qigong sessions that you do. How does that work out?
Okay, so the Qigong stuff, I can do any of my treatments online via Zoom, or sometimes I don't even need you to be present on Zoom or a phone call or in person, I can just tune into you. It's how it works. I'm like an antenna, so I just tune in. But for the actual learning of Qigong, you can do it over a Zoom call very easily, or you can do it in person. You know, I'm in Auckland at the moment, so we normally come to my place, or I can group sessions, we can meet up somewhere and do it there. We can do it anywhere. So that's what those for. You can do it one-on-one, or if you want to do a group or have a get together with some people, which is a nice thing to do, especially for the 8 fields. Just let me know, get in contact, and I'll create a group class for an instruction class. For the Power of 3 class, which is like a practice class, it's not an initiation class, I'm doing that Monday mornings, early Monday mornings, so it's an early bird session. So we start at 5:15. I think I clock on to Zoom, so it's all on Zoom.
Okay.
You turn up in your jammies if you want to, that's all cool. And then we have it all done by 6:45, so people can get, in New Zealand here, can get back to work or get to go to work. And it's about, the time in America is about lunchtime on a Sunday for them. So
yes,
so that's how that works. And that's just a practice class. So the Power of 3 is a practice class, but you need to get full benefit out of it, you need to be initiated into those forms. And there's initiation form that can be done one-on-one, and they take about an hour and a half to do. So basically we go through a bit of theory about the form, the philosophy of the form, and then we do the programming of you, so initiating you through some energy transmission, and then we actually practice the form together. Me and you will practice the form together, and so we can critique any techniques. So so that takes about an hour and a half, and it can be done on Zoom or in person.
So it's a very personal consultation, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's like that initial consultation, and then getting somebody set up, understanding the body, understanding the needs within that. The body, the mind, and doing an assessment and say, well, okay, this is what the recommendation is, this is what you focus on. Is it something like that?
It is for a normal treatment of mine, but to learn Qigong, it's basically just the theory behind it. So you've got an understanding of why you're doing these certain moves, and then feeling the power of the moves. So that's what it is. It's basically teach you the theory behind it, so you get an understanding, so you can go home and go, all right, this is the reason why I'm doing it. It's just a normal yoga form or Pilates form with a reason behind why we do the movements the way we do them. So it's a theory-based form, but once you've learned it, you only need to learn it once in your whole entire life. Once you've been initiated, you've got that seed for life. So
that's right.
Yeah.
You can call upon it anytime. You don't need to.
It's the passcode. You can call into the energy and go directly to source. So
exactly.
What we call source energy.
I was very fascinated with you when you came to talk to me on radio all those months ago, because I thought it's interesting how you're one of the people I know, I think, one of the few people I know that's fulfilling the complete purpose in life, because you have a thing for electronics, then you have this company that employs electricians, and then you use the electronics to work with with the esoteric, and in terms of that, there again, it's coming back to energy, because electricity is energy. And you're so in tune with your purpose. I love it. It's really good. It's really good to hear it and to know it, It's
a real fascinating field.
Clearly. And that's why there's so few of you around, people with your skill set. Because I don't know many people that do all that you do. You might, but I don't.
I'm one to learn. I love learning knowledge. I'm a knowledge seeker. Got that sort of engineering mind, so I want to know whys. But then I also love teaching others, and planting the seeds and the curiosity. What happens if we do this? Let's try this. That's what I love about it. And when I do a treatment, a HIIT treatment on somebody, everyone is completely different, and it's whatever the person brings to the treatment is what the experience is. So if they're really open to all sorts of things, we have an amazing time, meet a lot of different things, and we can go back in time, forward in time, do galactic stuff if you're into that, or
Wow.
shamanic stuff.
Yeah.
So whatever you bring to the table is what makes that experience, and that's what I love about those, because everyone's different.
Mm.
We both have an amazing experience at the same time, and we learn, and it's mind blowing at times what energy can do, and yeah, it blows me away every time I do one of those treatments. It's
Great.
amazing.
So this is a tool that can be used for going back into stuff like karmic
Hmm.
connections,
Yeah,
going back to past lives, settling things there. Um, recently, the people have been talking about crossing timelines. So if you're having
yeah,
a crossing timeline situation, then you can work out what this can help to work that out. Um, also people maybe experiencing blocks in their current
hmm,
world, in their life, like maybe mind blocks or
yeah,
blocks in the terms of pain in the body, and this is all that actually that what you do supports all of those
yeah.
things. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
most of the time it's patterns. There's also patterns. So in this lifetime, well, we've lived many lifetimes, but there may be recurring patterns that are coming up all the time. And that's when we go back into past lives and see what's there and help with that. And then that will correct what's in this lifetime, but it also corrects what's in the next lifetime, and
Awesome.
also your daughters or your family as well, backwards
Yeah,
and forwards. So if you correct yourself, then you're going to correct that pattern that's been
yeah,
programmed into your daughter or your children.
yeah.
So it's really cool when we do that sort of work. So yeah, when you heal yourself, you're healing others. So just be
Yes,
mindful of that. And time is not linear. It's yeah.
yes, it's not. So I really like that, the concept that whatever you're doing now in this time and space is affecting the past, as in way back, past lives,
Way back, yeah.
way back, and future generations. And I think if there's anything people want to do now, especially with everything going on in terms of energetic shifts and downloads we're getting, is to clear the karma. It is to clear the way for the future generations to live a life that is empowering, not having to experience the same challenges
Yeah.
that we might be, for example, experiencing now, and not being able to find the breakthroughs in them. And so I think that's a really good tool to use.
Yeah, it's amazing. So I've been told, yeah, we're on this planet for a reason, and if we don't learn that lesson, we're back again to repeat it. So
Yes,
try and find the reason why you're here and the lesson, and try and fix it and get through it, because then you'll move up the ranks to, I don't
that's
know,
right.
you might end up being an
Whatever's
angel one
next.
day.
Yes, I mean, like, this is one of the reasons why we're doing this channel, because I thought we could let everybody know what's available in New Zealand,
Hmm.
so that New Zealand energetic healers, teachers, etc., get the platform. And quite often I speak to people and they don't know what's out there for them, yet we do. They seem to think that what we have is what's out there is only overseas, so it's far and wide, and how do we get to that, and pay exorbitant amounts of money because maybe that currency is stronger than the New Zealand dollar, all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
And here we've got all of this happening.
yeah.
People need to hear and know that this is available. I mean, look, the disclaimer here is that we're not saying not to go to your general practitioner, or your
Yeah.
or to your specialist doctor, but it's becoming more and more evident that quite often they both complement each other.
Mhm,
You
they
can,
do. Yeah.
and so in complementing each other, the mainstream medical side of things has had a lot of um platform to have conversations on, or
Hmm.
to be, they've had all that support in terms of this is what's on offer, etc., etc., right?
Yeah.
But I think the esoteric hasn't, and so I feel like we need to bring that into the forefront
Into
and share
Yeah,
it, because
share it.
that's
So I've done work with people or clients who, especially with the Genius app. So maybe I've got a client, or I've had clients who've had heart issues, and they've got a heart specialist, and they go to them, and they're all on all these stuff, drugs and whatever. And I said, well, let's give the Genius app a go. I'll send you in your protocol every week. You just do it daily, and let's see what the effects are in the medical world. Now, I'm quite happy to talk to and work alongside the medical world. It's a great place, and they've got all the tests and proof, because a lot of people want proof. How do you see energy, or how
that's
do you
right.
know it's working? So they want proof.
Yeah.
So if you've got a specialist, bring them on board, and let's work together, and let's let's do that and see that the frequency medicine, some of it called frequency medicine, can actually complement what they're trying to do as well. So, and frequency, if the body doesn't want it, it won't absorb it. So, yeah, you've got nothing really to lose.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Could be
body is,
healing, maybe.
yes, the body has got a lot of memories of the past, and it's obviously wanting to have relief and healing and release. And
Hmm.
quite often, pain is indicative of something metaphysical anyway.
Yeah.
So you have physical pain, but what's behind it?
What's behind the root cause of that? So I normally
Yes,
say if people come to me with like a sore shoulder or a sore knee, particularly knees, like knees, I'm like, well, okay, so whereabouts in life are you? You stuck at the moment? Are you moving
yes,
forward in life, or
yeah,
what's the emotion that's holding you there? For example, the liver again. He's Mr. General. He's really grumpy. So what's struggling? Why are you angry? Okay, so liver makes you angry if he's not happy. So what's making that anger? And then going into that feeling state, and then let's sing. Listen to it. Listen to your feelings. Listen to your emotions. Listen to your thoughts. What are they trying to tell you? Because they're only trying to tell you something. And then when they listen, when they've been heard, they sort of move on to something else.
yeah,
They evolve into something else. So it's a bit of emotional alchemy, but at the same time, it helps the
yes,
physical field. Yeah.
that's
So
right. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, definitely. Headaches are a main one. They're the gallbladder. So yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Lieutenant, we call him. So yeah, he's a bit bossy and he will cause headaches. And another, yeah,
Right.
just get in there and what he
Do some
wants.
clearing, cleansing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So obviously, my next question is an obvious one, but maybe not so. You're finding at
Mhm.
the moment that there's a great need for this in your
Mhm.
world. Do you find that people are seeking this more and more?
Yes, people are seeking more out for alternative therapies, and yeah, so they're coming to me. What is it? Why are you different? Because I talk in both biological world and the energetic world. They sort
Yes.
of got an understanding. Like I do talk about organs and stuff, but I'm not actually talking about the physical organ as such. It's the energetic field around those organs. So
Yeah.
I do talk the same lingo as say a GP does, but it's more the energetic side of things. And people are coming because the wait lists at hospital are huge at the moment, and
Yes.
they wanted to try something first before they go to
Yeah.
a specialist and outlay lots of money. So that's people are coming for that physical items. But then once we get into something physical, I'm going, well, what's caused that? And that's
Yes.
when we get to the root cause. That's when I
Yeah.
start
Yeah.
diving into, you
Yeah.
know, energy, emotions or thoughts, and then jumping into like what's a past life or what's trauma has caused it. It could be a
Yes.
childhood trauma.
Yeah.
So when we go hunting, we jump down the rabbit hole into the physical
Yeah.
and see
Yeah.
where we end up, and
Yeah.
then unwind it all. Basically,
Yeah.
that's how we work it.
It's amazing that the body, the cells of the body miss very little. Well, I don't know if they
Yeah.
miss anything at all, because
No.
they, you might have an experience as a child, and then you think, all right, I dusted myself off and I'm moving on. But the
Hmm.
body hasn't forgotten, the cells have
No.
not forgotten, and so it always comes back to bite you, so to speak,
Yeah.
of,
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like, hey, deal with me, because
Yeah.
I'm this baby that needs attention.
Yeah. The inner child
um
is like, deal with me.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. and
Yeah.
and if you're feeling vulnerable at that time, then we want to acknowledge it, or we want to deal with whatever causes that. So, Chantal, before we're coming to the end of our time together, is there
Yep.
anything that you want to say to us before you go, and before we do that? You were going to do a collective
Group treatment. Yeah.
treatment for us. So, is there anything before you do the group treatment? Is there anything you want to say to us? I'll ask you to remind us again of where you can be found. I will put it
Mhm.
in the description box anyway, to say
Yeah.
what your website is, and people can contact you through that. But words of wisdom before you do your treatment, collective treatment.
Okay, so the words of wisdom is just be really open-minded. Come open-minded, bring everything to the table. Don't be afraid of anything. It doesn't hurt. Okay. The most importantly out of everything is start to cultivate chi or biohack chi. Start to learn how to do that, because without it, you're not going to survive. So that's the blunt of it. So
Yes.
learn to cultivate it, whether it's through qigong or walking the beach or grounding. Start to learn how your energy works, how's it working, how are we interacting with the world, how are we interacting with this earth, how are we interacting with the planets or the galaxies or universes, how are we interacting. So keep your mind open. The possibilities are amazing. So just be really mindful of that, and just come open-minded. If I say something weird, just go along with it. You never know, it might pop up something else.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Yeah, so you can find me at bioenergetics.co.nz, so bioenergetix for the X Factor.co.nz from New Zealand. On the website there, you can contact me any time of the night. And I live in Auckland, so I do have in-house and home clinic that you can come to me in person, or you definitely can do everything over Zoom, or you can definitely do treatments without even being on Zoom. I can just tune into you and you could be asleep. Okay, so I have that ability as well. So lots of choices there. The 3 pillars. So you've got the skeptic, the believers, and the believers. So there's the 3 pillars of your limited beliefs. So if you're not sure of anything, start at the skeptic and then move your way up to the believer. And it's a great way to help you heal, and not only that, but to empower yourself so you know what's going on, which is more important, and know the knowledge, expand your knowledge, because it is truly really amazing what the universe is offering us, and how much information is out there, and how it's wanting to help us. You just got to be really mindful for it.
Yes, just to be receptive. And I say all the time, if you take a step like this towards improving yourself, if you know that you need it, this is one way that you can give yourself love. It's about self-love. And right now the theme is self-love. Go back to self, see what self needs, and give it what it needs. And we say that in terms of transformation, reaching for higher things.
Yeah.
Right. So now reaching with reaching for higher things, Chantelle.
Yeah.
Shall we let you take the podium for that, please?
Okay. So how many minutes have we got?
We've got a dog barking, but we've probably got about 10 minutes.
Okay. Oh, heaps of time.
All right. Okay. So I'll get you to hold on 1 second before we start.
We're back.
Yes.
All right. So group healing. So we thought we'd give you guys a bit of a treatment today. So this is group treatment, and it will be for anybody who's watching this now or in the future. It will still work. Okay. I keep their mind open. So we'll just do a general treatment. So we'll just send some chi to you first, and then I thought I'll go into the 12 cranials, because they're really important at the moment, and we'll do some clearing of those. So that's your senses, your 12 senses. So, but first off, we're just going to send some real basic chi or life force through you, and the energy form I'll be using was going to be Pangu. So it's quite a Asian or Chinese flavor to it, let's say, and later on we'll move on to some other like angelic frequencies. So this one's Chinese based, so it's Pangu. I'm just going to say the password to allow me to be an antenna on tuner. So I'm going to tune into the source by opening up to the passcode. And the passcode is real simple. It's take kindness and benevolence as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason. Treat with courtesy. Act with emotion. And accomplish results. And with that, I'm going to send you some chi into your hands, and then going up through your arms into your heart space. But I'm also going to connect directly into your heart space as well. So you might feel the tingles, fine pins and needles. You might anywhere in the body. By the way, energy will go wherever it goes. Wherever it flows is where it needs to go. So your body is highly intelligent, and I am just a conduit for this energy and information. So just allow me to do that. Allow it to come to you. You'll feel the bubbles You might feel it in your legs. I'm feeling it in the legs at the moment. So in the legs, and just keep going. Password. So take kindness and believeness as basis. Take frankness and friendliness to heart. Speak with reason, treat with courtesy, act with emotion, and accomplish results. This form of energy is also very calming of the mind. Okay, so, but also at the same time, it's life force. So you're giving you energy at the same time. It's really hard. You're giving you energy, but calming at the same time. So, and it will go wherever you want to go. It goes. So you might feel some bubbles or fizzes, or you might see things. You might be able to see the energy or hear things. What's Rose feeling? What are you feeling, Rose?
Tingling in my fingers. I felt a warm patch on the back.
Yes.
Just also feel a little bit like a lot of energy around my head.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I have the headset, I just feel a lot of energy around my head. Yeah, just a little bit shifting, body shifting. Yeah.
You'll probably see me. I sway, and now I'm swaying to what they call the body wave or God wave. Some people call it. And we are a vortex of energy. So basically, when I'm in tune with the source energy, I start swirling.
Yeah.
So we got full of stuff. So I'm still sending you chi. So now what we're going to do is we're going to change frequencies, let's say, and I'm going to ask blue beings, so blue angelic healing, to come forward, and we're going to do the cranial nerves. So these are fairly new. This is a really new concept. So you've got 12 cranial nerves. So one of them is got sight or smell memory. So that's your mother memory. Sight, attention, esteem, temperature and pain is number 5. Visions and dreams is number 6. Expressions of taste and expression is 7. And then balance and hearing, truth. Okay.
Yes.
The truth is a very important moment. Intuition, tension, and indication, which is information or I am. So I'm going to go through those 12 cranial nerves. So they're basically in the skull, and I'm just going to go through them one by one and just do a technique called the blue ray clearing, and it involves me using my throat and a sh sound. Okay, so we're going to just go through those and just sh, and it's going to break up any stagnant energy or any blockages, as we call them, to allow energy to flow. So just sit back, relax. You might see some different stuff, so just sit back and relax while I clear the 12 cranial nerves using the blue ray clearing technique. So it's sh, 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 So those are cranial nerves. Now I'm going to go down the spine, okay? Clear the spine. So starting off with the top, which is the cervical spine. So clearing the C1, and I'm just going to go down, clearing as well. I'll do the blue ray treatment again. So sh, 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 sh. Moving into the thoracic spine. Sh, 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 into the lower spine, the lumbar spine. Down into the sacrum. So that's going to clear all those energy points along the spine. Some movement, which are all linked to all organs. Okay, so there's a big communication going down the spine, linked to all organs, and all organs are linked to emotions. So it's sort of, it just keeps building on top of itself. So that's the spine. And then we're going to come through and clear the chakras. So the chakras are vortexes of energy spots in the body. And we're going to line those up. So we want to have this all lined. Now this is our energy lines. So the chakras at the top, so we go above the head, start up there with the ones up there. We're going to clear that coming, so we're going to bring down some source energy, clearing as well as we go down. So hitting the crown now. Third eye. Nape. Into the throat. Upper heart. Lower heart. Soul star. Solar plex. Navel. And the base. Now going below our feet down to the earth star. And then down into our incarnation point. Just aligning all those up. So that was just clearing all those. So now we're going to charge everything. So we've cleared all distortion now. Now we go through and we're going to charge it. Now I'm going to do the Blu-ray charge. And I'm going to layer it. I'm going to start with the 12 cranials again. And I'm going to layer it with Pangu as well. So we've got two. We've got angelic frequency coming through, which is the Blu-ray. And then we've got the Chinese feel to it coming through with the Pangu. Okay, so this will help smooth out, fill in the energy that's being broken up and help charge that. So we'll just go to the cranial nerves. So cranial nerve 1, cranial nerve 2, 3, 4, 5, which is the temperature and pain. Okay, let's stay there for a little while. Okay, then moving on to our dreams. So 6, 7, 8. 8 at the moment it's a problem I have with a lot of clients is the hearing. Okay, the hearing one is number 8, so we'll stay there for a little bit. That and smell, which is the first one. And then going down to truth. Number 10 is the vagus nerve. Now, a lot of people heard about the vagus nerve, so it's number 10, it's the cranial nerve number 10. And it's all about our intuition and being calm. It's all about our, what do you call them? Nervous systems, okay? And this vagus nerve goes all the way down the spine. It's one of the longest nerves, and that helps communicate with all the different spine points as well. So it's like a linking one. So that's the vagus nerve. And then we go into tension, and then number 12 is the hypoglycemia. So, and that's number 12. So it's the cranial. So we've just charged those up. Now we're coming back to the spine. So the spine points. Start at the top. So C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6. And C7. down to the thoracic spine, so the top of your base of your neck. So T1, T2, T3. We'll just work on T3 a bit because that's the lung. It's associated with the lung, and that's where a lot of grief is there. Some grief is the emotion for the lung, and we seem to be going through a lot of grief at the moment, especially in New Zealand here. There's a lot happening with the weather events that we've happened, so a lot of grief there. So that's T3. So we'll move on to T4, T5, which is the heart, T6, T7's the spleen, also another organ that's struggling at the moment. Energetically wise is the spleen. The spleen is a blood filter. It's where our immune system is initiated from, and so it's struggling at the moment as well. T8, T9, good old Mr. Liver and stomach. They're quite often in trouble, so that's T9, filling those guys up with energy. T10 is the gallbladder. It's very closely related to the liver and also headaches as well because it's a very big meridian. T11, T12, back into the lumbar, so getting right down low now. Adrenals, everybody's suffering from adrenal fatigue, low energy, and that's related to the kidney, which is L2. L3, L4, large intestine is where you hold all your emotions, okay? You're holding them, you're not letting go, is from the large intestine. So that's the L4. And then L5 down to the sacrum, so S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. Okay, so those are the spinal points. And now moving on to we'll just give the chakras a bit of a boost, realign all our energy lines. So starting at the top, and then coming down to the crown. So linking up to source, coming through the crown. So imagine light coming through the crown to the third eye, to the nape, so communications, throat, down into our heart centers. You got two there, so emotional field as well as heart, emotional heart. Down into the solar plex. You might see colors with these actually. Down into the navel, and then down to our root chakra, and then way down below our feet is our earth chakra, and then down into our incarnation point as well. Now, of course, we're going to bring the energy back up from Mother Earth. She's our lovely energy from there, so we'll bring that up from her into our earth chakra, up into our feet, into our root chakra, back up the body, navel, solar plex, heart, throat, third eye, crown, and let's go all into the aura, so spreading that energy all through our auras and our fields, so expanding it outwards. So literally we're standing in the orb of energy. White light, blue light, and a bit of pink light, just because we can. And just sitting there and wallow in it, absorbing it, relaxing the mind, and absorbing all the energy that has on offer. And that concludes our little group treatment for everyone. Hope everyone felt it.
Wow. Well, I was struggling to keep my eyes open. I mean, I usually close my eyes when I'm going to do a meditation or something like that, or somebody is doing something about mindfulness. But even when I tried to open my eyes, I was finding myself just like, needing to close them because I was just going away.
Yeah.
So it's really wonderful, really beautiful. And thank you so much for that, because that was a lot of stuff you did for us. And I
compound it right quickly.
I know. And it was like, we talked about doing it at the beginning of the recording, but I didn't think it was going to go to, that you were going to give that much. And that's why I really appreciate your contribution. Thank you so much for that, because I could feel stuff happening in my back, on my back, and I could feel stuff happening in my throat. And I noticed when you were doing the cranial clearing, I could feel stuff happening here around under my eyes.
That's one. One of the our first center is the smell. So you probably say everything's in 12s. Notice everything's in 12s.
Yes.
For some reason, everything's in 12. And so if the first one of those 12s is blocked, well, the information is not getting to the others.
That's right. That's
So our
right.
smell is really, really important.
Yeah.
Really important. So it's the first one that we need to unblock so that the information energy flows through to the others. So yeah,
Wow.
same for spine.
Thank you so much, Chantelle, for your time and for doing this for us. I didn't expect that much, so you've certainly given us more than expected. And
No
so,
worries.
please feel free to come back again and have a chat with us. Tell us about anything that you want us to be aware of in terms of promoting some product you might have, because I want to do that for you.
Yeah,
If there's anything,
it's exciting out there. What's getting developed at the moment is pretty amazing. So I can't
yes,
wait to share it. And
yes,
just come along and learn, truly learn the Qigongs to start off with and have a treatment if you want treatments.
yes,
Just
yes,
be open-minded and
yes.
be amazing what we can achieve.
That's right. And I've got to come to the Qigong because yeah, sometimes you forget these things and it's time to say, you know what, start remembering those things that are beneficial for your rose. Try it, see how you go. Because I
There you go.
I do love Qigong and I just think, well, it'd be nice to do one of those actually.
Yeah, and it's
So
not only just for like general people. Like, there's a lot of healers out there.
yeah,
You guys go through a lot of energy, so you need to learn how to cultivate the energy and transform it as well.
yes,
So
yes,
a lot of healers will benefit from the qigong, any of the
yes,
forms,
yes, yes,
and to
indeed.
help with the energy that they collect as well. So
Mm,
remember that we're all interacting with energy all the time.
yeah,
It's not a solid thing. Energy goes on for infinite. It does not stop. There is
yeah,
no way of stopping it. So just remember who you're hanging around with, what environment you're in.
yeah.
Just be mindful that if you're feeling down, it might not be you. You might be what you've picked up something from somebody
That's
else. So,
right.
yeah.
Yeah, we're quite sensitive at the moment, so we do pick up other people's energies,
Hmm.
and that's why it's important to have that spiritual hygiene and keep the energies
Yeah.
flowing and unblocked and all of that.
Yeah.
And to our audience, if you're looking to do something like that, bioenergetics.co.nz is where you can find Chantelle.
Yeah.
And you've had a bit of a taste of what she does. She's told you what she does, and she showed you what she
Yeah.
does now. So this is where you can find her.
Find me on
Shan-
your website or Facebook or Instagram or the social
yes.
LinkedIn. I'll be out there. So, yeah, just search me up.
Great. Thank you so much, Chantelle, for coming. And we will have you back when you're ready to tell us about your new project. Or if you want to
Yeah.
come back anyway, before then, please feel free to let me know and I'll, we'll set it up. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And enjoy the treatment. Yeah, any issues, let me know. There won't be any
Great.
issues. You'll probably feel it all.
Maybe that would be the issue. I feel so good. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
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 Great. Bye, everyone. And thank you so much for joining us again one more time on the Great Awakening Generator. And we're looking forward to catching up with you for many more. And yeah, keep reaching for the stars as always. So
Yeah.
have a great
Thank you,
day.
Rose.
You're very welcome. Here we
Okay.
go.